This is a recursive chain of mirror worlds between the real and virtual in telepresent televisual portals. And I guess I'll start with this. A chain of mirror world portal topology. Well, first off, this is Bob, and that's a guy, and that's his portal up above him in a cross-sectional schematic illustration. This is Alice, and that's her portal above her in a cross-section schematic, and they both combine with the mirror worlds. Here's a cloaking interface for each one. The arrows point to it. It's the outside backdrop holodeck environment exists between the cloaking interface and the holodeck interface, which is where that arrow points to in his, the blue region, and where the arrow points to in hers, the blue region. Then there's the interior foreground hologram display that exists in between the holodeck interface and the secondary holodeck of the transmitted part of the virtual self. The virtual self exists between the holodeck and the secondary holodeck, and in the transmitted form between the secondary holodeck and the normal holodeck of hers, and considering him, and his considering her, and these are the secondary holodecks. Virtual, and when they're transmitted back to the real. It transmits back to the virtual. It transmits back to the real. It transmits back to the virtual. And a chain of mirror world portal topology. An infinite recursion starting in each other's respective non-local world and into the cloaking interface, into the holodeck interface, into the secondary holodeck interface, and then transmitted into the other portal's holodeck portal and into their secondary holodeck, and transmitted again into a continuous loop. Each other's virtual selves continuously feedback over their bodies as the light information is repeatedly cycled through the chain of mirror worlds. The outside world and the cloaking interface, where the outside world enters to illuminate the holodeck background environment, are not completely cut off from the mirror world chain, but the inner reality is in complete cutoff from the cloaking interface and the outside world. The outside world's relation is only a one-way path. You can read that. The mirror world effect is a dual-televisual, meaning that it has two complete televisual systems working in unison, sending and receiving to create the telepresence of each other in each other's corresponding televisual portal. I believe there could be basically plural correspondences of any size. So not just two, but you could probably have several portals meeting up in a virtual world of each other's holodeck. So you can imagine the topology that could ensue from there. I consider it a topology, a televised topology. But the idea that I have is that these mirror worlds are something more than just a televisual effect. They might continue to where each non-local world is in a completely different realm, and you can actually travel to get there. But that's for the cosmic portal aspect of what televisual portals might be one day. But here's Bob's televisual portal. That's his entrance. And by the way, an unspoken rule of televisual portals, at least in illustrating them, is that the backdrop cloaked environment moves along with the doors that open in the portal. It's nothing of any significance, nothing to really write about. But if you look, you'll see that the backdrop environment image on the doorways are pulled right along with the door. They don't match up to the background anymore. It has to do with the structure of a televisual portal, the practical structure. And they may be different when dealing with cosmic portals. It may be completely different. But this, as far as I know, with televisual portals, are recursive. It's a cloaked reality portals. And that's all it is. Any portal is a cloaked reality. And so this is a recursive chain of mirror worlds between the real and virtual and telepresent televisual portals. This is Bob. That's his virtual self being transmitted into Alice's holodeck. And her virtual self has been transmitted into his holodeck. And they overlap each other's bodies. So if there is any deformation in any of these spheres or any of the optical components, the symmetry, then their bodies will completely overlap each other and there would be a delay or there would be some sort of distortion. That's another facet about this chain of mirror-world telepresence. And one side of the V is for the outside world, the cloaking, the empty cloaking. It's always empty. It don't have anything in it. The empty cloaking, and the holodeck, the main holodeck, the blue region. It forms one V of each one, and the virtual and the holodeck, the secondary and the main holodeck, form another side of the V that interacts with each other, and to create the Dual-Televisual correspondence of each individual portal. And so there's a really intricate topology going on here. I consider it televisual topology, combining separate places, separate environments, a televised state, a dual televisual state. So here's this again. If you feel like reading it, you can freeze it and read this. These are some three main aspects.